So, welcome back, guys, to MLBB Eastern Edge, presented to you by Indian Gaming Corps, sponsored by MLBB, broadcasting partner EQ. From the caster deck, this is me, Farhan Tanoy, and with me has joined the amazing Skadiet.
Thank you so much for that warm welcome, Farhan. And yes, looking the way how things are going, 2-0 in favor of all blue. I can't really argue about what we've been witnessing for the entirety of those matches, right? Because glue, you would never really expect a glue to work in the current meta, but they somehow made it work. And now they are on the verge of winning the entire series of the tournament in a 3-0 note.
That is a possibility, and they might actually make it possible, to be honest, because the amazing gameplay they are showing is yeah, overall amazing. It's great, to be honest. If we look at the ban phase, it has already started from side of All Blue. They've banned Lilia, Matilda, Ixia. From Team Cry, we can see Yuzong, Xborg, and Novaria. The Novaria was banned in the first round, but got but wasn't banned in the second round, and that's why All Blue went with it. But right now, we can see that Novaria is getting banned again. So yeah, overall the ban phase is quite similar. Caveat.
Now the question is, who are they going to majorly target? Because in the previous game, the win condition was Harith. Let's be brutally honest about it. Crisis on the Harith, he basically is impeccable. He's shown it a couple of times, and he has been phenomenal on that. You could, rely on him for the turret pushes, or if you really want, then in the team fights, he's just gonna jump in with a vengeance on Zaman Force Chrono Dash. You are dead. So yeah, at this point, I am really excited to see how this draft is going to look like because CC is open, Yuzhong is banned out. So I'm expecting all blue to pick up CC.
That is a possibility. From Team Try, we can see that you is going again with the Fredrin. If the ban phase is quite similar with the first round, we might see the Estes and Foram is again from Team Try. That is a possibility, but I don't know if they will be comfortable going with the same strategy again. But if you look at the side of All Blue, they still have a lot of options open. They can actually go with the Vexana because that is open. Besides that, if you look at the marksman's carry is still open. So yeah, overall there are a few utilities providing
Hmm.
heroes that they can go for. Skaded.
Maybe Barats as well. Maybe Barats.
Yeah,
Yeah, it kind of worked out well for them in the previous game. And against Ryu on that Fredrin, they would potentially pick the Barats up. But here's the thing. Yeah, I was
yeah.
mentioning the Barats. Barats is there. You talked about Vixana. We are also seeing Vixana coming in from the side of All Blue. Team Cry locked in the Minotaur. Now, mind it, the Diggy is still available. Now, since Vixana has been picked up by All Blue, Team Cry could potentially go in for a Valentina. I know not a lot of teams love Valentina, but let's be honest, the IMU is a phenomenal tool for you to steal one of the nasty ultimates. I was talking about Diggy, and Diggy has been picked up by Papi, but not a Valentina, though Xavier in the hands of Minato.
I think Xavier is a pretty good mage, to be honest, but his damage spike actually builds up in the late game. But yeah, he can actually give a good amount of crowd control in team fights that actually, the overall speed mobility that he provides, the crowd control he provides is a good utility for the team. And if you talk about Diggy, there's nothing to talk about him. The time journey can actually nullify all of the crowd controls. So it is a pure counter of Minotaur over there. And yeah, if you look at the bans at the moment, from the side of All Blue, they banned Nathan, and from Team Try, they have banned the Terizla. The next bans, I think All Blue will focus on the marksmen since they are doing that for the last two bans. What do you think, Cadet?
The band up EXP laner that can potentially counter the set plays that will come in from the Minotaur. So, as you mentioned about the carry being banned out from All Blue have banned it out. But for Team Cry, I'm still quite confused as to what they will eventually ban out. Maybe another jungler, but I don't think the jungler is a good option. Maybe another EXP laner, or maybe they just want to end up targeting a marksman as well, banning out the Brody. Could eventually be the case, picking up the Clint, or maybe the vice versa. Ixia was already taken out of the mixture. There was Carry, Nathan, all of them taken out. 1-1 is still potential option, but not quite sure how much of the teams will eventually respect it. But Harith was definitely respected. Now, Claude again becomes one of the most crucial options in terms of marksmen. The question is, who is going to pick it? Will it be All Blue or will it be Team Cry? I think so. All Blue should have that opportunity to lock the Claude right in right now.
Besides the Claude, there is also a possibility that they will go for Melissa. But yeah, Melissa can be countered by Claude over there. So let's see. Hollow is going with Lapu Lapu. And yeah, he can go for the back lane and go after the marksman or the mage. And that is a pretty good option as well because the bravest fighter gives him a good amount of damage, mobility, and the overall range is quite good as well. For the side of Team Cry right now, they need an EXP laner and also a marksman for their side. If Fredin is going to the jungle, and most probably he is, because we've been seeing that for the last couple of matches, and Joy Boy has gone for the Claude. That is a pretty good pick over there, as you said, Skadiat. And yeah, his damage spike actually builds up after he builds his Demon Hunter sword. And as the game goes by in the late game, his DPS is so much that he can easily melt down any of his opponents.
I'm also expecting a CC pick from Team Cry because that's one of the only viable EXP laners, but they're going in for Arlert. Let's be honest, it's going to face some trouble. Plus, he gives in the setup using the final slash, and there is the time journey. So they have got to play on the re engage, or let's just say they've got to start the engage first, only to bait out the time journey, and then they will have to go in for the re-engage with the full dive. So it should be a double layered play. While on the other side for All Blue, the question is how are they going to set things up in motion? Because again, they've only got one time journey. So he really needs to utilize it in a proper manner so that every single CC is cancelled out. The Minoan Fury being one of the most important. After that, the final slash comes into play. And if there's some kind of room left, then maybe the immobilize that will come in from Minato's Mystic Infinite Extension, the Mystic Bullet along with the Mystic Field. So that
Yeah.
that combo of immobilize, that is something they also have to take care of. Leslie has been picked up by All Blue. Now, I will say it's a glass cannon because, again, once farmed up, Leslie will be deleting everyone with that true damage. But if in case that early farm is stopped by Team Cry, then the win condition is very clear for them. Stop this, Leslie, and then make sure that your Claude snowballs. But we'll have to wait and see if that is going to be the case or not because, ladies and gentlemen, it's Team Cry on the blue side. All blue this time, ironically, on the red side. Let's see if we're going to see a game number 4, or will it be a 3-0 championship trophy being picked up by All Blue?
In the meanwhile, in the top lane, we can see that both the roamers and the marksmen are focusing on mm, giving utilities to their marksmen. In the meanwhile, we can see that Sonic has rotated in the top lane, and he is almost level 4. And yeah, he is level 4 at the moment. He might use his Detonus Welcome any moment. And Joy Boy has taken a bit amount of damage, so not engaging would be the best option for him. Fredrin and Barat facing off with each other, but not going into a fight at the moment. And most probably they will try to initiate over there. Initially, Barat is trying to save Diggy over there, but I think they will not take a fight and go to the turtle in the meanwhile. And before that, the the initiation of fight, the possibility of that is pretty low.
Marats might lose some stacks in the mid, but it's absolutely fine. As you mentioned, Turtle is where we'll be seeing the priority, but over towards the top as well. Again, here's the thing. The rotation from the mid should be in favor of Mintley because he's on the Vixana, and it takes a bit of a time for Xavier to clear out that lane, as since he's also going towards the bot to provide support to Espero. Because let's be honest, Lapu Lapu is going to win that in that lane. There comes in the Darling Light as well. The turtle was secured by Espero, and that's important for their side. They really need to play in that early game. The Flicker Landshaker comes in to get that pick. So it's a pick in favor of All Blue, but the Turtle going in for Team Cry, and I think so. This seems to be a pretty solid win for them because they're fine giving away their EXP laner's life for a trade of the Turtle, and that too when is the opponent's EXP laner who basically picked up that kill. Now, until and unless Lapu Lapu gets a 2 or maybe a 3k, I will not be pretty worried, but Crisis has been deleted on the track, but maybe Joy Boy It faced the same trouble, but it's Mintley now on the receiving end who's got to run out of the harm's way. Still got the flicker, but he will be fine without burning it up.
So overall, it is a pretty good overall situation for the side of All Blue since they have a slight advantage in the gold, and even though the turtle was secured by Team Cry, the goal advantage is on the side of All Blue. There might be a fight initiation in the top lane. In the meanwhile,
Brilliant.
Red Train is trying to initiate over there. The overall damage coming out from him in the early game is pretty good, I'd say. It is a one. No, it is a five rotation coming out from All Blue over there. Time journey used
Time
by
journey.
over there. Low HP Diggy. Dawning Light coming out from Minato over there. Low HP Diggy got secured the kill. Tonic is trying to retreat with that HP. And you might retreat from that situation. It was a pretty good rotation coming out from All Blue. All of the 5 teammates rotated to the top lane. And it was a good initiation. But eventually the kill secured was from the side of Team Cry. Skadian.
Now let's be honest, that was a pretty expensive move in terms of the rotation, that it caused the entire gold of the bottom lane tower. But if a Sparrow is not able to capitalize on the back of it, then they will face trouble. Because again, over towards the top, we did see them going in for a couple of picks, but they were not able to do so. Instead, it was Papi who eventually fell in that specific fight, and Crisis was also picked off previously. And Lapu Lapu is going to clear out his lane way too quickly, but as of now, it's a Sparrow who's having that rotation advantage as well. It's going to be a full 5v5 engagement coming in. The poke is important. Ryu is the one who's basically got the control, but Sonic wants to jump in as well. Flicker Lanchiker on Minato, and Minato dodges it. What a beautiful sidestep coming in from the man himself. And he is in such a prime position for the Dawning Light to connect as well. Low HP on the turtle, and it has been secured by the Fredrin. Backline now seems to be threatened. Final Slash does not matter because it was a time journey anti-CC effect. And we will be seeing both the teams moving back. That was pretty close, I won't lie.
Yeah, true. It was an intense fight over there, but none of the teams actually secured any of the kills. But the turtle was secured from the side of Team Cry, I believe. And in the meanwhile, the goal difference is not that much. It's not that much noticeable at the meanwhile. But we can see that there was a lane swap in the meanwhile. The marksman of Team Cry has gone to the bottom lane. We might see an engage coming out in the bottom lane. Joy Boy was trying to lock on to the turret in the bottom lane, but that was not possible because of the lack of minions. And right now, if we look at the builds over there, we can see that Fredrin is going with the Dreadnought armor over there. And if we look at Xavier, he might go with the Clock of Destiny. I am not sure about that, but if you look at the bottom lane again, Hollow is taking a bit of damage. He's getting poked, but he's trying his best to hold on to that turret, and none of the teams have lost any of the turrets yet, and that is a pretty good sign of a sustainable gameplay. But in the top lane, pretty low, a lot gets pulled off by Leslie over there, and with the help of Diggy, and they might push the top lane's tier 3, whereas in the bottom lane, Hollow might get pulled off.
Oh, Joy Boy should be done.
Yeah, he's using the Blazing Duet over here, got the kill of Hollow over here. Bharat using his death as welcome, but Minto survives with that low.
Oh, massive!
And survives that situation. Otherwise, that was it for Joy Boy over there, scared yet. But he uses Purify in a very timely manner to survive that situation.
Yeah, that might have been difficult for Joy Boy, but on the other end, they were able to get a pick on Ryu, and the main objective of that bottom fight was to steal away the bottom tier 1 to try and equalize the goal that they've lost over towards the top, where Crisis was able to pick off Espero. And I was about to mention as well, now since Sincerely Ken has not gone in for the first item dominance size, Espero is the one who went in for a Sea Halberd. That gives him a lot less utility, so it will be a lot of trouble. Hollow jumps in as well. There comes in the stun along with the suppression and a perfect turtle secure as well. Placing Duet over and towards the back. Reverse time to bring him back, but that's the good immobilization effect coming in. However, back and forth fight we go. Final Slash does not connect. Sonic is still pretty bulky, pretty chunky. So he will be moving backwards. A beautiful kite maneuver from All Blue. And look at towards the top. I mean, Crisis has been farming the entire time in his lane, and he has not yet been punished apart from just one time. That means problem. That means trouble. There comes in the Minoan Fury, knocking up a couple of people. Rockets dodged perfectly by Joy Boy, but he's got to retreat. Mintley as well in towards that bush. Eternal Guard available. He would be able to go in for that, and there we go. Perfect pick off coming in from the side of All Blue.
That was a pretty intense situation for Claude over there. There was nowhere to escape for him, and eventually he got pulled off by Bharat over there. Otherwise, he would have been picked off by Vexana. Otherwise, in the meanwhile, in the mid lane, we can see a bit of poke. Crisis has built a good amount of damage, and if you look at the top lane, he's cleared out both of the turrets, and he's quite free to roam around at the moment. And we can actually see the damage build up from him. The true damage of Leslie is increasing gradually, and that can actually be quite scary for Team Cry if they do not shut him down at the very moment. Scared yet?
Here's the thing, right? The win condition, if we've been talking about that for a while now, all blue, the main win condition was Crisis. And as I mentioned already, as you also told the audience, Crisis has been power farming non-stop. He should be picked off, forces out the time journey to try and survive, but now this gives the value to Cry over towards the Lord Prayed unless Joyboy gets picked off. Ultimate Snipe did not connect on the man himself, but there's the Tirona's welcome and a perfect pick off on Sicily. He gets deleted in an instant, but now the trade is there. Espero was able to get one, but Ryu seems to be in trouble and he will be deleted off the land of Dawn. Crisis is now doing immense amount of damage. Minato was building his lightning truncheon. The question is, he has finished it, but he still does not have enough damage because he's going in for that genius wand, if I'm not wrong. And you also need the penetration at this point. Barats is super bulky, super tanky. On the other side, Diggy, he's not really going to build any of that tank. Lapu Lapu will now eventually focus down on some of that magic defense by getting him that extra magic robe. But here's the thing, I still don't find any way where we could see the damage from Team Cry. You've got Mintley for the setup. You've got Sonic to face tank everything. Hollow is just jumping in the backline like a madman. And for any kind of crowd control setup, there's a Diggy. So this draft is basically in favor of Team Cry. But wait a second, Hollow might have been a bit more of what he could chew as to flicker out of that bottom lane. So that's a massive tool already taken away.
What I can see is that from Team Cry, they have the advantage in the late game, to be honest, because from Xavier and Claude, we'll see the power spike in the very late game, whereas right now, All Blue is using all of their utilities. Deaden is welcome, coming out from Bharat over there, engaging on Ryu, might get pulled off over here because he's taking a lot of damage. Lapu Lapu with his bravest fighter, Ryu got pulled off by Leslie, engaging again, focusing on the tier 2 and the mid lane. Lord coming out from the top.
Oh, Crisis!
Oh,
Cheeky little man out there.
the sniper coming out from ultimate sniper coming out from Leslie took care of Joy Boy over there, and right now things are looking not that good for Team Cry. They do not have their marksmen to defend in the current situation. Scared yet. So what do you think? What might happen with this huge minion wave that is coming towards the base of Team Cry?
They're going to lose their mid inhibitor, that's for sure. But the question is, can they defend the base? Because again, everyone from All Blue will be pushing in, and the Daytona's welcome comes in Farhan.
Again, we can see that Ryu got pulled out by Hall over there. Against Minotaur get pulled off by him. Leslie took care of Arlot over there. In the meanwhile, bottom lane's inhibitor turret might get secured,
Joy Boy,
but
he's done. He's dead.
maybe not, maybe not. And
Oh,
he
lucky.
survives. Very lucky. Minato is taking a lot of damage. Is dealing a good amount of damage over there.
Minions on the base. Second.
Oh! The base will be locked by All Blue at the current situation. I don't think they'll be able to defend this one because there is no one to defend. And All Blue, with that, won the third round as well, won the tournament itself, and they did just amazing with a 3-0 swipe. Scared yet?
A brilliant 3-0 sweep coming in from the team itself. Now, again, the Diggy became a massive thorn for any kind of potential setup that Team Cry wanted to go for, because with the Minotaur, you want to try and assert dominance. You want to be the one who controls the pace and who controls the rotation of the map all around. But the EXP lane matchup also played a huge impact and a huge role, because every time Sincerely Ken wanted to go in for some setup, you would always see Hollow in the backline of Team Cry itself. So even if Ken went in for that setup, there was no one to support him in the backline. And the reason why that was happening was because every single time, Espero was the one who had to be on the back end to basically just clear out that wave, which Hollow was doing it faster. I'm still not quite sure as to why Espero went in for the Sea Halberd as the first item. I think that's a massive mistake. I still feel the Dominance Eye should have been the way to go because they kind of needed one extra bit of front line so that Joy Boy and Minato could deal damage, could dish out all of that important finishes. Because this Papi, let's be honest, for those setups, there's also Sonic who's going to soak up almost every bit of what Team Cry will be throwing onto them. All you need is to catch Mintley and Crisis in an awkward angle, in an awkward position. Lapu Lapu cannot do anything against a Fredrin, cannot do anything against a Minotaur either, apart from just getting a stun for a couple of seconds. So that's where the entire problem, I would say, kind of lied. And also, I love the itemization from Hollow. Brought in the dreadnought armor first, realizing that Espero's damage will almost be nullified by it, and then went in for the Hunter Strike, a standard build for the Lapu Lapu, but with the dominant size Athena Shield, he made sure that Joy Boy is not dealing him any major chunk of damage. And since there was no Divine Glaive on Minato, that Athena Shield was basically everything he needed to face tank all of it. Even though Minato went in 202, but it does not matter. He dealt the damage, but there was no one for him to eventually follow up on. And that's one of the reasons why we clearly see a perfect win for All Blue. They played in for their win conditions. Early game for the Barrage, Mintley for the quick rotation of the mid to provide support to Crisis. Papi was almost every single time there, conceding the first turtle, even the second one, but they made sure that after the third one, they are the ones who got the momentum.
And another thing that I'd like to focus on is that Diggy, with his reverse time, actually continuously poked Arlott and Claude whenever they tried to engage, whereas these two heroes are usually trying to engage and retreat in the boat time, but they couldn't actually have that opportunity because of Diggy. If you look at the data over there, the highest damage coming out from Team Cry was from the side of Xavier, who did 31% of damage, and Arlott was the one who actually focused on the turret the most, with 66% of direct damage. That was a total of 3,390. And if you look at All Blue, there was Leslie with the highest damage, 24% of it, and again the one who actually focused on the turret the most, 65% of turret damage. And yeah, just like the last round, Crisis is the key on this particular round's win again. Skater.
Here's the thing. I mean, the most important part about any kind of grand finals is the fact that we all have fun, and that is what we were having. It was a great game from both the side. Crisis just being an annoying siege player for 2,000 damage dealt, and most of that is a true damage, and then 18,000 tower damage dealt as well, clearly showing that he played in for the win conditions. On the other side of the spectrum, everyone on the side of Team All Blue, they had a team fight participation of over 67%. Now that's what you really want whenever you're playing as a team, that every single player is playing together. And again, one of the major reasons for that was they knew the win condition was Crisis, and even Hollow was rotating right from the bot lane towards the top as well. So the EXP rotation is what dictated the pace of this game for the starting. And then it was again just Sonic doing his own things. Yet, all in all, Farhan, it was such a great tournament. And I am really grateful for you all to allow me to cast in these and basically be the part of the tournament. It was super fun to watch out, and I'm really glad. The pleasure is all mine in this situation to be on the desk and hoping for more in the future. And a big hearty congratulations to the side of All Blue for winning out the championship. And this is one of the best achievements that they've achieved on the other side. Crisis, I will wish them all the very best for the future. They did put up a great fight. Just a few things that they basically learned from this one, because you either win or you learn. So we've got the winners as All Blue and we've got the learners as Team Cry. But it was indeed a great tournament.
With that being said, guys, this is the end of the tournament of MLBB Eastern Edge, but who knows, maybe we'll come back with another season. And yeah, it was amazing matches throughout the whole tournament. And if I talk about All Blue over here, they did an amazing job, but Team Cry did really well, and that's why they were in the grand finale. So with that being said, guys, we'll be taking your leave. Thanks a lot for staying till the end. Thanks a lot for supporting us, staying with us, and giving all of your love. So with that being said, this is Farhan Tanoy along with Scared, and we'll be taking your leave for the day. So good night, goodbye.